hybrid system where essentially your system can try to do it unsupervised the whole time, and then when your system gets, quote unquote, confused, it can go to an expert like a human and say, like, what is this really? And use that kind of information as, like, you know, de facto, you know, like the best information available. Okay, so let's do some examples. So this is a really simple one, and I know you guys can all get this. So say we have some input vectors, or some input numbers, sorry, and what they are is they have input colon output, okay? And so we have 3 examples here, and the input for this one is 2, and the output is 4, and then 4, 8, 5, 10. Well, it's not too bad. I mean, like, as humans, it's easy to tell probably what's going on. But we want the computer to predict the output of 6, okay? So I'm not going to ask for a show of hands. But, you know, in machine learning, you know, it's easy for a human to just look at those 3 things and be like, well, assuming you know a little bit of math. But I mean, like, it's easy for us. But, you know, the computer is like, I've never heard of math. I just live in it. So anyway, you know, so the idea is that we want the computer to learn the function that represents, like, these inputs. And then when we give it 6, we'll be like, oh, the output, when you give me the input, is just double, right? So we figure out some kind of function, and it's twice the input. Now, that's easy. Those 3 examples are easy for you, but, you know, when you do something like crazy, when you have, like, n dimensions, right? And so this is like 35 numbers here, and that maps to number 1. Then you have 35 more numbers, and that maps to number 2. Well, that becomes way too hard for a human, but it's the same exact class of problems for a computer. Maybe it just needs to chew on it a little more, right? So, in general, the idea is what we're trying to do is we're trying to learn a function that, given our input, will give us some kind of output. And this will be represented in all of these examples as W. But essentially, we take all the pieces, and so, like, this is just an example, but we would take all the pieces of the input, X, and multiply it by some kind of, like, W that we've come up with and that we're learning, and then it will eventually, you know, and in this example, we just multiply and do a crosswise multiply, and then we just add them all together, and that gives us some kind of information. So that's what we would be learning, okay? So, you know, I talked a little earlier about this whole idea of clustering versus classification, where we're given labels for some stuff, and sometimes we don't get any labels, right? So this is unsupervised versus supervised. And so you have an unsupervised learning, and you can see here that, like, all of these little points, they're just little gray blobs. Doesn't matter, but, and we cheat, you know, the circles we already drew around here, but it's, you know, obvious. You would hope that your system would come up and draw circles around them and be like, there's an obvious distinction between going on here, right? There's a clump and there's another clump, right? So you would hope that your unsupervised learning would come up with that idea. Whereas for supervised learning, we do have some labels, and the labels in this case is red and green. And what we really want to know is, you know, how do I divide red from green? And you would want to say, like, well, if I just draw a line between them,